I'm Mrs. Wolliver, and today is Mrs. Wolliver Day. Are you ready for a story? My story today is called Patty's Penny, written and illustrated by Mrs. Wolliver, and it is Patty and Louie Legend number 4, featuring a character named Penny. This is my Aunt Penny. She's on the right. She's Patty's little sister. And this is a picture of Judy, her big sister, Patty, her in the middle, and Penny is on the right. Back to the story. The bell just rang, Patty. It's time to line up, said Judy as she slid down the slide. I'll race you. No, said Patty. I think I'll wait for Penny. What? Screamed Judy. Are you crazy? Well, she's always the last one to line up, said Patty, and no one ever walks with her. Today, I'm going to. Okay, Patty, said Judy, but I just hope you make it to class okay. Penny was a small mustard yellow-haired girl. She wore baggy overalls and brown army boots to school every day. She looked tough. They say she ate nails for breakfast. No one wanted to mess with her. No one except Patty. Hi, Penny, said Patty. Do you want to walk to class together? Are you talking to me? Asked Penny. You want to walk with me? Patty just shrugged her shoulders and walked side by side with Penny to line up. It seemed like the whole school was watching them, even Mr. Patterson, the principal. When they walked into the classroom, Mrs. Younger told the class to put their backpacks down and line up at the door. There was going to be a special assembly in the lunchroom, so Patty put her backpack neatly on the back of her chair and lined up at the door. Room 7 quietly walked to the lunchroom. When Patty sat down, she saved the seats beside her. One was for Louie, of course, and the other was for Penny. Penny felt strange. No one had ever saved her a seat before. She kind of liked it. Judy and Shari sat right behind them. Mr. Patterson got up on stage. He asked everyone to settle down and stay very quiet. He announced that there was going to be a fall fashion show, and one kid from each class would be asked to participate. Everyone started clapping. The buzz at the lunch table was who Mrs. Younger would choose to participate. Everyone agreed that she would probably choose Patty. Patty was the best student in class. Plus, said Louie, Patty's the prettiest. After the last recess, Mrs. Younger told the class that she had made a decision as to who would participate in the fall fashion show. The class got very quiet, and Mrs. Younger said it would be Patty. Everyone started clapping, and Louie even stood up. Thank you, Mrs. Younger, said Patty, but I would like to give my spot in the show to Penny. The whole room got quiet. If you want to, Patty, said Mrs. Younger, it's okay with me. So it was settled. After school, Penny walked up to Patty and told her that she didn't have anything to wear for the fall fashion show. So Patty invited Penny to spend the night, and they could go through Patty's closet to find something for Penny to wear. That night, Penny spent the night at Patty's. She was very nervous. After popcorn and a video, Patty and Penny went to Patty's room to talk. They talked about a lot of things. Patty and Penny talked all night, but then Patty learned something very important. This answered all the questions she had about Penny and why she dressed like a boy every day. Penny had 12 brothers. Yes, 12 big brothers. Her family couldn't afford to buy Penny any nice clothes, so she had to wear her brother's hand-me-downs. Penny didn't own a single dress. Penny had never even tried a dress on. That gave Patty an idea. The day of the fall fashion show was upon them. Patty was excited to see Penny on stage. A lot of kids came out to show off their fancy clothes. Then Penny's name was called. The whole assembly got quiet. Penny's name was called again, but Penny didn't come out. Patty stood up and shouted, "Come on, Penny, you can do it." Suddenly, Penny came out from behind the curtain. She had on a beautiful pink dress, pretty pink socks, and, the kids started to laugh. Penny looked down at her feet, and then she started to laugh. Donald started to clap, and Louie started to clap, and then Patty. Suddenly, the whole assembly was clapping. Penny smiled and took a bow. She was the hit of the fall fashion show, all thanks to Patty, even if she did forget to change her old brown army boots. Now, that's silly. She forgot to put on some nice shoes with that dress, but that's okay. I want to talk about this story for a minute. There might be someone new that comes to your classroom, to your school, okay? You might meet somebody new. You can't judge a book by its cover. Now, what does that mean? You can't look on the outside appearance of someone and think something bad about them just because they don't look like you, okay? Patty was a really nice friend. She learned about Penny. She became her friend. And sure enough, Penny was a nice girl, okay? So you got to watch that. So let's learn that. Don't judge a book by its cover.